Fine. So we can see here that we discussed except cephalopod, they have circulatory system is open type. Then hemolymph. Hemolymph is again the body fluid of molluscans. So what they have, they contain of copper, and it is also called as hemocyanin, where in the human being we call hemoglobin. Our blood look like red color because of hemoglobin protein, which is present on the surface of RBC. Okay, that's why our blood seems like blood, red color. Yes, where the body fluid of this molluscan animal will have the pigment which is called as a hemocyanin, Okay, so this is a pigment. Hemocyanin is a pigment with copper. Then let's talk about its nervous system. They have ganglia. Present. Okay. So if you remember, I had shown you in the diagram also, the ganglia is just the basic structure of the nervous system. Exactly, branches like structure. Okay. Then sense organ. What do you mean by sense organ? Everyone understand? It helps in the sensing to the animal. Like tentacles is a sensory organ. Eyes, of course, it is sensory organ in all type of animals. Then one more sensory organ is there in this animal. We should memorize this. Osphradium. Okay, osphradium. Osphradium is a sensory organ which is required to this molluscan, that they use this sensory organ to test the water purity. To test the means they might be just moving, that near to moisture and some water stored area. So that area near you can find those. And snail you can find in that kind of what we can say moisture, and completely it's surrounded by some water or river. You can see in that place, or greenery is there, so in that also you can find such molluscans. So you can find that they have osphradium sensory organ, which is important for test of water purity. So they check themselves before drinking. They check for water purity is how much. So that is a sensory organ. We can see that it has been found in bivalves. Just I told that the compressed molluscans called as bivalves, and gastropods. Gastro means that digestive area, it will also have got legs. So that is called as a gastropods. So everyone understood till here? Okay, fine. Now we will come to the next point. Just a minute. Can everyone able to see this whiteboard? Fine. So let's talk about some more feature of phylum mollusca. Okay. Today we'll talk excretory organ. So in molluscan, excretory organ will be called as metanephridia. It will be called as metanephridia. It is also called as the condition here we can say it kidneys also. When metanephridia word is come, you can call that it is commonly called as kidneys also, or it can be also called as no. It is more improved than Malpighian tubules now. Instead of Malpighian tubule, you should use here metanephridia. You should use metanephridia, because we are right now in phylum mollusca. We just came out from phylum arthropoda. We have learned, yes. Then the another point which is also we all are familiar. That word is, I'm just going to write now. What is this? Dioecious, right? What it means? Dioecious means? Yeah, male and female separate. We can find it, and they are also oviparous. Everyone understand this? Oviparous. They lay eggs. Yes, and they have found with indirect development. What it means? Indirect development. Stages of larval, yes, of larva. So stages of larva can be found in this mollusca, means they can be larval stage, which I told you that from naked eyes it difficult for many arthropods and molluscan, but even it is little bigger than arthropods, but depend on which animal larva we are talking about. So sizes are different, but most of the larvals are transparent. You are understanding transparent word? Exactly. Yeah. So the larva name in for this, it is called as it has got cilia also. Cilia is used for locomotion. Cilia is used for locomotion. Have you heard this cilia word? Yeah. So this ciliated velicle larva. So this is the thing which we have to remember for the mollusca, that larva has got cilia for locomotion at that stage. Then the cilia will be replaced by podas. That is legs of molluscans, right? So example we can see here, pila, yes, and there are some examples given here, Pinctada, sepia, all these are coming, loligo, some of is also becoming food. In coastal area, those who are connected, they are more interestingly making this in their food, yes. Then we can see here that some of these all are name which I used here. These are the common name: Pinctada, sepia, loligo, octopus. Okay. So there are some common name and there are some scientific name also, but we can see here that they are known by this thing. You can just if you want to see the picture of these all animals, you can just in your homework time, in your self-study time, just type it in your Google and you will get these all pictures. So you can just look closer, look visibly how they look like. So you will understand all these points. You can able to connect with these all animals. Okay. Fine. So like this we done with the features. Now let's talk about some more stages of classification that will be called as classes. So let's understand how many classes mollusca can be classified. So phylum mollusca can be classified into 7 classes, right? Number 1, so we are going to discuss this. You can note down with me, that will be good, because when I am sending notes, do not do that time, because that will be again this work can be finished with me. Are you getting, students? So that's why I am telling, carry your fair notebook with you. So make the notes with me, the class notes. So these are the different classes. There are 7 classes we have to, we will discuss each one of them with its example. Okay. Okay, now let's start from first class. Monoplagophora. Okay. It is coming under into which phylum? Mollusca. Okay. So number 1 we'll talk about that they look like worm. Okay. Yes, worm like structure, primitive. And they are also called as marine molluscan. That means they will be found in the only sea water. Yes, marine water. And this marine molluscan without mantle. If you remember the mantle, I have discussed what is the mantle of this mollusca organism. Everyone remember? Yesterday I explained you the mantle cavity. So that this molluscan do not have mantle part. Okay. We can find the shell is present in them, foot is present, and they have got not Malpighian we will call them, but we will say that they have nephridia. So remember this point. Head is earthworm has got earthworm had the different structure of that. Here we have said that. Yeah, exactly. But here the mollusca has nephridia, which is metanephridia. Are you getting? Yeah, that can be called as kidneys also in this animal. So in this animal only we have to come to say that they are also called as kidneys. Okay. So head we can find it is poorly developed in this phylum of mollusca class, which is Monoplagophora. Okay, and we can find the radula is present. Everyone is understanding? Radula, just I say for the feeding organ it is. Then we can see here that their cuticle has it contains some special name which we need to memorize it. Calcareous. Okay, something rigid structure of calcareous spicules. So spicules is nothing but thorn, everyone know, right? The pointed thorn. So those pointed structure, like it is made up of calcareous. So their cuticle means the outermost we can see that skin has got even the outermost layer. Yeah, so that is called as a cuticle, but that cuticle is containing some calcareous spicule. So it will be some like piercing nature when we touch to that surface of this animal. So that is because of the spicules. Everyone understood? Fine. So we can find here some more the very important we need to say that they have got mid ventral groove. Everyone understand ventral means what? Chest side. Okay. So in the chest side there will be groove, means the trench will be going, some line is going inside which is making dividing to them. So what is this? It is a homologous. Okay. Homologous means same organ which is in many of mollusca's foot. So this ventral groove is looking like many of mollusca having this area as a foot. Are you getting? Means they have a mid-ventral groove. Because of that, this groove is happening in the chest side of this molluscan. So this is actually homologous. It is one type of homologous here, where the ventral groove is happening, but wherein many of molluscans having that ventral groove is not there, but they are foot in those molluscans. Everyone understood till here? Yeah, podas will be used for the locomotion. That's correct. So they will, of course, they are going to use the downward foot for the locomotion. But the point here, what we need to discuss that they have got ventral groove. So they are saying that this area is actually homologous in many molluscans as a foot. Okay. For locomotion. Foot is for the locomotion. You need to remember that foot is for the locomotion, but mid-ventral groove is not for the locomotion. Try to understand. Mid-ventral groove, it is said here that mid-ventral groove is there in this Monoplagophora, and this mid-ventral groove, the area of mid-ventral groove, if you see that that area into other molluscans, it has become as a foot, but it is not here as a foot. Mid-ventral groove is not a foot here. Are you understanding? That means, okay, now we can see the example is Neopillina and Catoderma. So these are the example of class Monoplagophora. Everyone is clear this point? Fine. So next class will go to Monoplagophora. So what is number one we should talk about? That they have kittens. Okay, they have includes this class including kittens. So we can see that what is they having special other than this. So they are bilaterally symmetrical. Everyone understanding now? Bilaterally symmetrical? No doubt in this? Okay. And they are dorso-ventrally flattened. So these are the things which we can see that they are kittens. This class actually including the kittens, means kittens are their type of organisms which you can find over there. 8 valves are present. Okay, 8 valves are present on their shells. So they have got shells and they are completely flattened. Chest side also and back side also. Both sides this Monoplagophora, they are flattened and they are bilaterally symmetrical. Kitten, I am just writing right now the point, you can understand. Okay, so just focus it on this next point which I am writing. Shell is dorsal, that means back side, yes, and it is consist of eight transverse plates, you say, or you can also say valves. So this actually the feature is of the kittens. So why I said here that this class Monoplagophora includes the kittens. So kitten is especially the name of organism. You can just find the organism which will be, so something like this. Okay, so this 8 we can 1 2 3 4 5 6, some more we can add. So 8 type of transverse plates are formed, that condition making them kittens. Are you understanding? Exactly. Yeah, on the shell. Okay. Now we can see here that foot is ventral. What do you mean by foot is ventral? Chest side or back side? Chest side, exactly. And their foot is elongated and flat. Foot is ventral. First of all, for that you need to remember what I explained. If you remember, I had already explained what is a dorsal and ventral, and I made them, this is most important to remember, right? So ventral means chest side of this animal, chest side of this Monoplagophora organism. So on the chest side there is a foot present. So these animals always by the ground level they are just moving, no, by touching of their chest side, yes. So in that reason foot is present, that means foot is ventral. Understood? I hope now you understood. Right. And they have got gills for the respiration, 6 to 88 pairs, right? and their development includes the larva stage. That means it is indirect. Yeah, exactly, that's why the gills is present, no? But some are terrestrial also. So on the stages it depends on. In larval stage sometimes gills are present because of, tell me. Can someone explain here? Everyone know? Yeah, yes. Understood, student? Welcome. Thanks to the students, they answered. Okay, fine. That what I have already taught here. Number of times I explained this thing, gills. What is that? So good. Like this you should interact. So now next we'll move to next class. Monoplagophora. Okay. So let's talk about the another class, which is Monoplagophora. So first you need to understand the meaning of this. Mono is single, placo means plate will be there, okay, and ferine means that phora which the word has come, they have plate bearing but just single plate. So single plate bearing animal is called as a monoplaco. The name, class name is Monoplagophora, means this animal will be called as a, plate meaning I just explained, no? Shell has got this plate, right? Or you can call as valves also on that, right? So plates are present on the shell, it's only single plate. So that condition making them Monoplagophora. Understood? So they are actually considered, till now scientists did not find the living organism of this class, and they have considered that extincted, okay, million years ago. It is according to their hypothesis, okay. So until this organism is not found, people will think that it is extincted, but perfectly God knows that which are the organisms. Today also there are million of organisms from each single phylum still in discovery. People are trying to discover. So you can understand it is infinite to research new organisms. Are you understanding? Exactly. Yeah. So at this present we are on the planet Earth. So just of course that on planet Earth there are very most important kingdom, which is kingdom Animalia and kingdom Planta. So kingdom Animalia, still that we have alhamdulillah discovered many of them. So today which one of we are doing, that is phylum mollusca, and in that class we are doing Monoplagophora. We found it that the first point, they are extincted million years ago, okay. So one example have been mentioned that we can just memorize it. Neopillina, okay. So is an organism name. It is collected from deep sea, okay, of Pacific coast of Costa Rica in 1952. So I can just mention here specific. Sorry, it's a Pacific, okay. Pacific coast. So from there the Neopillina was collected by the oceanographer. It should be, because they are extincted, so it should be, but it is not mentioned. The first it is mentioned that Neopillina was a living organism found in the deep sea in 1952. That means the many of organism of this class have been extincted, but some of still now they are living because of this research 1952. Just I told you, no. Okay, research is always in hypothesis until the full complete evidence is not present. So we have to agree with this point because this is completely accepted points and discovered. Now we have solid proof also for this. So they are bilaterally symmetrical. Now we are very familiar with that symmetry words. Many of you have understood what we are talking about. So we can see in this animal nephridia and gills show serial repetition. What it means? Alternatively, nephridia gills it is present inside the body. Okay, that is called as a serial repetition. Shell will be single. Okay. And we can see, and plate like I just told you, it is a one plate. That's why it is a Monoplagophora, because of its class they have made separate. But they all are coming under into phylum mollusca only, right? But we should also remember their class also. So heart is unique. So when I'm asking that any class, just describe the feature of this class. So you should be connected with these all features to discuss. Are you understanding? So it has got heart present, two pairs of atria which is opening into two ventricles. So how many chambers it became? Two pair means four chamber of atria and two ventricles. Total 6 chamber is there, where human heart has got just 4 chamber, 2 atria and 2 ventricle. Understood? This I just discussed difference. What is the difference? How we compared with that. So Neopillina, this is a scientific name. Galathea. Okay. So now the next class will go to Neopillina Galathea. See, as I told that there are, if suppose, I just let me tell you, the common name can be various, okay, because common name is used on the local language. Common name is used on the local language. So that's why we are learning most focusedly the scientific name, because this is world famous. Everywhere the same name will be used. Are you understanding? That's what the reason in your book also the name, scientific name given here. But you can find it that this has got different common names in different places. Did you understand? So you can just check, just put it this in the, then you can get the picture of this animal also, and you can find it that in which place you want to find out the common name, right? So sometime if, in the state level also, if you compare, see, different state will be calling different animals differently. Are you understanding? Yeah, that's why to reduce that confusion, scientific name has been chosen. So that is the reason. Now, class 4, Gastropoda. Let's understand Gastropoda. So it is a class which is coming under into phylum mollusca. So it is the largest phylum of this, it is the largest class of this phylum. So we can just mention it is the largest class and most diverse class. Diverse word has come from diversity, yes. It is including snail is coming from this. Gastro means I told you that gastric organs that is inside of the abdomen. So outside the abdomen, their legs are present just below the abdominal area. That's why they are called as gastropoda. So see, sometime here the common name is used, right? Snail. So sometime according to that, which will be the better to required, according to this, our textbook is guiding us that we should remember in that way the name. So wherever the scientific name is required to memorize, you need to memorize the scientific name. Wherever the common name you should memorize the common name. But if you want to do more by the part after completing your self-study, little more research you want to visualize it, so you can go it on the Google also, you will get it all the things. Okay. Yeah. They are mostly, excuse me, Hajra, I need to mute you. What is this? Kindly just maintain discipline. Yes. Fine. Everyone can able to understand? Yeah. Students, I just wanted to tell you, please, when you are discussing, no problem. It happens, but you need to take care that you must mute. Fine, no problem. That's why I'm telling you, please mute yourself, because I know that suddenly it happens that you need to talk. Please mute yourself first and focus here in the class. It's better to avoid talking. So mostly marine, and some are freshwater and terrestrial. Freshwater, terrestrial. Shell we can found which is totally external, univalve, yeah, spirally coiled, so we can see that this is spirally coiled structure is there. That is, if it is internal, so example you can remember as aplysia, okay, or in some condition it is absent, so that organism name has been given here, Doris. It's called as Doris. Aplysia is a organism example name. Means in there the spirally coiled is inside, internal. So that animal example is Aplysia. And when the spirally coiled that is absent, that is Doris. Okay. Shell. This shell is external. It is talking about shell. Okay. So we can find here that head is distinct. With eyes, tentacles. Okay. So these are all the points which we discussed till now. That some more points remain here to talk. So we are discussing now Gastropoda. Means head is it's not it cannot be seen that it is separated. It is distinct with eyes and its tentacles. So it is tentacles coming out from the head. Okay.